Embarkation Day is exciting, but for a child with autism, it can also be one of the most overwhelming parts of the cruise. Think about everything happening at once: crowds, security, waiting, announcements, new sights and sounds, and eventually stepping onto a ship you've never experienced before. So, in this part, we're going to talk about embarkation, the mandatory guest assembly drill, your stateroom, the Navigator app, and the kids' clubs. My goal is to help you know what to expect, what you can prepare for ahead of time, and where you may want to slow things down. Disney says the first 2 hours of the terminal's operating period are typically the busiest, and a later port arrival time may be less impactful for guests who struggle with crowds. So, don't automatically assume that earlier is better. For some families, a later arrival may be easier. Everyone goes through the normal security screening process, including bag screening and metal detectors. If your child struggles with security procedures, prepare them beforehand. We're going to walk through this machine. Our bags are going through this machine. We're going to wait on the other side until our group is called. Then comes the moment you've been preparing for. You're boarding the Disney ship. This is where I'd recommend resisting the temptation to immediately do everything. You don't have to see the entire ship, meet characters, go swimming, visit the kids' club, take 100 pictures, or do every activity. Slow down. Find a quieter place. Have lunch. Let your child look around and process the environment. The cruise is several days long. You don't have to experience it all in the first 2 hours. Let's talk about the mandatory guest assembly drill. It is not optional. Disney requires every guest to participate. When the drill begins, the ship's alarms sound and guests go to their assigned assembly station. Crew members demonstrate the life jacket procedure. Before the cruise, tell your child, there will be a loud sound. It will be temporary. We will go to a specific location. Mom and Dad will be with you. You might even practice hearing an alarm-like sound at a very low and controlled level, if that is appropriate for your child. If a member of your party has a disability that prevents them from fully participating in the mandatory guest assembly drill, Disney recommends that all members of the party arrive at the assembly station approximately 10 minutes prior to the scheduled drill time. Once accounted for by the assembly leader, one adult member of your stateroom party can remain for the duration of the drill. Your stateroom can become your child's safe space. Unlike a theme park, you have a home base. I recommend creating a predictable setup as soon as you arrive. Try to keep important comfort items in the same place throughout the cruise. The room doesn't have to be where your child spends the entire cruise. It's simply a place they know they can return to. Before you leave home, download the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. For families traveling with an autistic child, this can be especially helpful because you can preview what's happening throughout the day. You can look ahead and decide, we're skipping that activity. We're going to this one, or we're taking a break. Now let's talk about the Disney Oceaneer Club and Oceaneer Lab. For children ages 3 through 10, the Oceaneer Club and Oceaneer Lab are secured youth programming areas. But parents need to understand, Disney does not provide one-on-one care in the youth clubs. Children must be fully toilet trained, able to participate within the counselor-to-child ratio, and able to interact socially and comfortably with peers of similar age and physical size. So, if your child needs constant one-on-one supervision, the kids' club may not be the right option for unsupervised time. But that does not mean your child can't enjoy the spaces. I recommend you take your child to open house first During open house, families can enter the youth spaces together. This gives your child a chance to see what the room looks like, where the bathrooms are, where the activities are, what the counselors are like, and what the environment feels like. Then you can decide whether your child is comfortable trying secured programming. And remember, it's perfectly okay if the answer is no. And remember, you don't have to do everything on the first day. Give your child time to adjust. Use your stateroom as a place to reset. And don't be afraid to skip something if it's simply too much. Preparation doesn't mean everything will go according to plan. It simply gives you more tools when things don't go according to plan. The goal isn't to experience everything Disney Cruise Line has to offer. The goal is to create a cruise that works for your child and your family. And that's what we'll continue talking about in part 3.